What's up, my creatures of the night? I just read online yesterday that NWA was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let me start off by saying I am not knocking NWA. Although I have not associated myself with a lot of hip-hop music, I respect them as a group. I think they are one of the only true hip-hop groups out there, and I have nothing against them. The thing that bothers me is the fact that they're inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Because last time I checked, they are not a rock and roll group. NWA is a hip-hop group. You can't just take everything and throw it into rock and roll. You know? Why don't they make a hip-hop Hall of Fame? There are so many legendary hip-hop artists that deserve to be in a Hall of Fame, but let's make a hip-hop Hall of Fame because it's hip-hop music! You know, it's an insult. It's an insult to so many rock bands out there that are working their tails off just to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let me tell you something. Rock music is rock music. There are genres that are associated with rock music. Metal, some country, punk. That's its own category. Hip-hop, although hip-hop and rock have crossed paths every now and then, hip-hop is not associated with rock and roll! You know, you're throwing fuel in the fire for Gene Simmons. His comment that rock and roll is dead. This is showing that rock and roll might be dead, although it is not dead. Rock and roll is far from dead. It's just the mainstream attention is drawn somewhere else. Because people are too freaking close-minded to check out all of the good rock bands out there that are performing today. There's so many young bands. There's so many new bands, fresh bands in the rock and metal field that people don't even open their minds to. They think that classic rock was the only thing good, and that after that, rock and roll died. That's bullshit! This is not acceptable. And again, I am not knocking NWA. I think they're phenomenal. But they are not rock and roll. Enough said.